Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're watching this from the classroom, welcome back to the classroom. Today I'm going to talk about an indicator that I believe you can add to your chart that will actually help you with your algorithm. And even if you're not using the algorithm, you need to want to see the volume, and you want to see when it's exploding and when it's getting weak. This is the video for you. Okay, so the name of this indicator is called the Waddah Attar explosion indicator. You just go in your indicators, type in Waddah Attar, and you'll see explosion, wave tree, and all this stuff come up. Right here, version 2 is the one that I'm using. Lazy Bear has one as well. Very good. I just happened to go get to this one first. And just to tell you a little bit about it, I'm going to go over the. It's by the way, it's very. Actually, I think. Oh, okay. So I think what he did was this person kind of modified Lazy Bear's main script, original one, right? It was a popular MC4 indicator, and Lazy Bear took it from MetaTrader 4 and put it on TradingView, and he is the man. So now this guy just changed it a little bit to work in low price markets like crypto as well as other markets. So now the dead zone line is based on an ATR instead of a fixed number. So now when the ATR is showing dead zone or dead movement or whatever, this right here will adjust. And that's why I switched to this one. Not switched to it, that's why when I was reading it, I went with this one. I didn't even ever test the other one out. But just so you know, let's go over the rules really quick. First of all, know that the dead zone works as a filter for weak signals. So basically, do not trade when the red or green histogram is below it. All right. The red histogram, which are the red bars, shows the current downtrend. The green one shows the current uptrend. I use blue instead of green. And there's a sienna line or brown line that is the explosion line when the price is going up or down. Now, I actually turned it white. Okay. And my dead zone is still no, it was blue on his chart. It's blue. See, ATR based dead zone, but mine's is yellow. So you know. So here's a signal for a enter to buy. When the green histo is rising, all these conditions must be met. By the way, the green histo needs to be rising. The green histo needs to be above the explosion line. The explosion line needs to be rising. Raising is what it's saying. I say rising for some reason. And both the green and histo lines be above the dead zone. Now, of course, the way we trade, it doesn't have to necessarily. When way we trade, I'll show you something for my students, but they'll have a separate video. But for you guys, depends on your thing. This right here may be a little bit different, but everything else needs to be true. Histo needs to be going up, not down. It needs to be above the explosion line, and both of them should be above the dead zone line. Okay. But sometimes when I notice when it's crossing down, like for instance, starting to sell, the histo is not going to be raising, unless you call it raising as in it's going down, and that's raising, rising. But no, 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 that's not how I see it, right? At least that's not what it said. But when I back tested, that's what happens. Like when it's starting to do like a beautiful start, a new downtrend, the histogram, the line will actually start going down. The histogram will be going up, but the line will start going down because it was high. And then like say bulls was here and now bears are stepping in. Well, it's not going to keep going up, right? It's going to turn around. And that's kind of what it's doing, right? And then at some point though, it will like kind of give you this little last push, but you'll see what I mean. You'll see, guys. Same thing is the opposite for a sell. The red histo is raising. It's above the explosion line. The explosion line is supposed to be raising, and both of them are above the dead zone. Now you exit when either one of these, when the explosion line, exit when the green histo crosses below the explosion line, or when the red histo crosses below the explosion line. So let's go. You can come down here and get the comment and see some information if you want to change your like your criteria. And some people are suggesting certain things. People are asking questions. That's a great place to go. You can go to the comments. But let's go and look at this. So this is what I'm saying. So for instance, like I have this my dead zone is plus. So right here it's telling us do not trade. Don't buy or sell. Right here, don't buy when it's like this. No, don't sell when it's like this. I don't care if you have a sell signal on what your algorithm is telling you. You're going to need your volume indicator to tell you when you have enough volume for that move. And you do not have enough volume to sell. Even though this may be selling, see, these are red candles. And even though your QQE mod says, yeah, you can sell, on this particular candle, you don't have enough volume. So don't do it. And luckily you didn't, because what did price do? It immediately turned around and crossed back up, right? And at that point, you got a buy entry. You got a buy signal right here. So you see that. Now, is it rising? No, the histogram is not rising. It came from a sell and it's now going down, right? So this tells me that it's also short-lived, right? So kind of like a short-lived buy sometimes. You're going to have like a pullback, and then, it pulled back, went up a little bit, then it came back down. So notice that, right? So, but it's changing. When it's changing from one direction to another, it turns around. So if it was high and then it's going down, it's because it's no longer buying and now it's selling. So let's talk about this here. Let's talk about it. We're talking about it here. You notice the histogram is rising, right? Beautiful, because you also notice that it's selling, right? Beautifully. Histogram is rising. Now but the explosion line is kind of below my dead zone, right? If I was waiting for it to get in, wait for it to get above, I would get in on this candle here, and then I would lose my trade. That's why you have to go and look and make it work for your system. For my system, I need it to be above this line, and I need to see, and then of course, like it went here, and then I want to stay in it. Now, if I want to do a continuation trade, I got to be careful, because this right here doesn't show that it's raising. This is weaker, right? These are weaker. And so if I get in and try to trade here, I would lose this trade. This one, first pullback, possibly would win. But after that, so far, this would be a losing trade. And there are other things I'm looking at. I'm looking at my QQE mod. I'm looking at the signal line showing. But for me, that's what I need to see. Let's keep going. Okay, so here, histogram is rising, right? Here. And as you see, it's selling. So let's see what happened. First, we have bulls. We have bulls losing power, so bears have stepped in. Here we have the first time that we have crossed above. This histogram has crossed red. It's red and above the line. So we have this big, beautiful sell supply, bar candle right here, push down, but we don't enter until we get across, right? So we got a baseline cross. Everything still looks good. The steps aren't astronomical, and I like it. And so I get in the trade, and we take the trade, and we follow it on down, right? Now notice how we have this big giant candle here, and we also have this big giant bar here. So whenever you get this like this, watch out. That's crazy, right? That is crazy. And of course that's going to drag it up, right? But that's not a good thing, right? It's not a good sign when you get this big bar and you get this candle. You say, oh yeah, I'm going to get in this big sale. No, wait for it to pull back. Wait for it to pull back and possibly give you an indication to get back in. Okay. But like I said, you want to see the Instagram going up, and as you see, it's going down. So let's see. Let me see. I didn't know that was going to be a big giant bar there. Let's see if I can find some other ones. So like this is a lot of dead. Like this is dead zone. Like here, let's see. Yeah, this is like weak candles telling you not to really do anything. Then you get this bullish, this blue candle here. All right. But you don't really have like what is it? It's just out there floating. So you know what our system not doing with that. All right. I'm trying to see if I can find. Like, be careful when you have it like nothing and then a big old jump like that. I will watch that, back test that, and see how that works for you. But yeah, so here we go. This is nice. It goes down. Buyers are losing control. Sellers have stepped in. Yeah, so buyers have, like I said, we're losing. Buyers are losing control. Got tailed by the Waddah Attar. Got weaker. Sellers have stepped in, and it sold a little bit. Right, came on down. And if you look here, sellers have gotten weak, and you can tell because if you're watching this explosion line, like even when it tried to do a little dip, you would think it would have kind of like dipped back up. It's still going down. So when you see it still going down like that, it's just a sign that it's going down, but it's still going down. Like where you going to turn around with this big candle, you didn't turn around, then it's a good chance that you're not going to, right? And so here, let's go. Let's see. So yeah, now It's right there on the explosion line. And then, so that's why I said, remember I said that explosion line is for being below and above. The dead zone, I don't know about that. For me, that doesn't work. But the bars are above those two, and that has to happen. So that alone just keeps me out of bad trades. Adding it with the rest of my system, helps me, keeps me out of the worst trades, right? Keeps me out of bad trades, the worst trades, and help me find the best trading conditions for my system. And it helps. It's working. And now I also use this Waddah Attar for my continuation. I do. I use it in my continuation trades as well, depending on, if the histograms are getting stronger or bigger, or if it starts getting weaker, then I'm not going to consider, if you notice it's getting stronger, usually it'll pull back one, two, and then maybe three, and then that's it, right? That's it after that. So here's one pullback. This one right here would be the second opportunity to get in. So no, this is the second. So this, you got in here first, then you're gonna get in here again, and then you're gonna get in here again. I just wouldn't look at it. It's getting further away, and after the third one, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't get in anymore. So you got in the first time, you got in the second time, you have a third entry. Fourth and fifth, I will hold off on that. Wait for a bigger pullback. That's just my advice to my students. Okay. So yeah, let's look at this one more time. We have no volume here. And if we line that up with here, this is telling us to trade, go, it closed above the baseline, but we're not supposed to trade. We're following our system, and the QQE mod is telling us to stay out of it for some reason. And then this one is the one that says we have enough volume now to go ahead and push this trade through. And so you just get in after it closes, you get in on this one, and then you just take it up, and then you have the first pullback. So you has one, and then you get in number two, possibly number three, and that's it. I wouldn't get in no more. I wouldn't get in after this because you don't have anywhere to go. See what I'm saying? Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope this video was helpful. Hope it wasn't too long. I'm going to take my time to explain. I'm not just going to show you something real quick. I'm actually trying to teach young people how to trade, and older people, and everybody in between. I'm trying to teach people how to trade. So I'm going to be like a teacher, and I'm going to reiterate. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to show you examples. If you don't like that, this channel is probably not for you. But if you do want somebody who will take their time to explain it, you're in the right place. Okay, guys, thank you for your time. I look forward to seeing you in the classroom, and happy trading. Bye now.